B. So if the performance is different, then a signal comes out and corrects the mixer performance. So it closes the loop. And I actually showed that at the circuit level here. Yeah, in this slide here. So when it comes back in this form here, some kind of a DAC, what we call digital to analog converter. So it's probably, I don't blame you, because most of these things are perhaps covered in higher level classes in engineering. And maybe I can also, I like what Dr. Sanad mentioned about the first I'dadi and first year. It's a bit frustrating, frustrating. How do you say frustrating? مخيبة الأمال. يعني أول سنة بتبقى صعبة فعلا، لأنه الطالب يبقى متخيل إنه هيقدر يدرس مثلا من أول سنة أو أول سنتين how the mobile phone works مثلا, how do you make a phone call from one person to the next. It doesn't work like that. So the first couple of years you will be basic sciences, physics, chemistry, math, you know. And then you have 2 years in the middle. You make a transition from the basic sciences to applied sciences. Then تاخد circuits, تاخد microwave circuits, تاخد electronics, only in the last, unfortunately for the engineering, the last 1.5 years, when you start to do the project, التخرج, or graduation project, then you start to realize that everything starts to come together. And it takes you a long time. Unlike medicine, for example. Medicine, the human body is the same all the time, right? From the beginning of creation, it doesn't change. So you know what to take. But in engineering, everything changes. So we don't teach you like today, what's a phone today is. We actually teach you how to learn. That's what we do, so that everything changes. There was no internet. When I graduated, way back from Cairo University, there was no internet, there was no RFIC, you know. I never took a course in RFIC, for example, myself, so you learn. So the main, most important objective when you go to engineering is that you become independent. تعتمد على نفسك انك ازاي تقدر تفهم حاجة جديدة. So you have the basic foundation, math, physics, chemistry, and how to optimize, how to design, how to trade off. Nothing is free. So if you would like to increase the gain, for example, you have to pay for it somehow. There's more current. So we teach you these things. You know, unlike in medicine, we teach you like how the heart works or how the kidney works. So we teach you how to think, basically. And that's exactly what Dr. Sanad was saying earlier about that you can invest in your brain and you can do things with limited resources that people cannot do anywhere else. You know, so if we succeeded in making you think and innovate, then we have done a good job. But if we teach you like, you know, if the classes and the way are kind of rigid and solid, then we are not doing a good job. You know, that's something that I just wanted to mention here. Any other questions? Yes.
Thank you for Dr. Ismail. Actually, I have a question that really bugs me. هو سؤال أنا ما لقيتش إجابة ليه عند أي حد الصراحة، فأتمنى إن حضرتك تجاوبني عليه. مش عارفة في مصر نفسنا يكون في نوع من التصنيع الإلكترونيكس، يعني ما عندناش تصنيع الإلكترونيك ديفايسز، ما عندناش نانو تكنولوجي كنوع من الماس برودكشن. هل سبب الصين هي اللي بتغزونا بالمنتجات بتاعتها بأسعار رخيصة، ولا أعتقد إن إحنا عندنا الساينتست والنو هاو، وعندنا يعني أنا بستغرب إن السي اوز والساينتست في كل العالم في منهم عرب كتير جدا. إيه السبب الحقيقي إن إحنا ما عندناش زي رينيسانس في التكنولوجي بتاعتنا؟
That's a very extremely good question, and I think we'll address some of that in the panel. But my personal view is that business is business. You know, in order to come up with a product that you can sell and compete, you have to have everything that it takes to do that. I mean, to make it competitive. I think you're right. I mean, we have all the resources. We have the human resources. We have everything. But some of the things we lack is skilled labor. We don't have a lot of skilled labor. We have a lot of people at the academic or engineering level, designers, and we have like very low level skill, but we don't have the link between them. You know, we don't have a lot of well-skilled laborers. You know, it takes a lot of training to, as far as I know, because I live overseas. But I think one of the problems is that. The second thing is leadership. We don't have a leadership really to the people that actually think of trying to make something that they don't necessarily think about making the money, and they want to serve the infrastructure and the strategic goals of the country.
بس دكتور مفيش ده يعني الأوبستكلز احنا كلنا عارفينها، نقدر نعمل ايه احنا كشباب نفسه يعمل حاجة يعني.
That's a very good point. I think I mean one of the things, for example, that prohibit this type of يعني مثلا Dr. Ahmed Bahgat is a good friend of mine in Egypt, and he's very successful in selling like TVs and furniture and stuff like that. And they don't really build any technology here, any real technology, because they get it from overseas, and it's very difficult to make entry into the same. It takes a very long time. Perhaps maybe in the next wave of technology, like biomedical or nano-meter technology and things like that, maybe we can start to make some innovation. But I think it's a lot of different factors that prohibit. And as far as you, I mean, what do you have to do yourself? I think you should just excel in your, in your education. Try to succeed with very high grades, and try to study. It's very important for any engineer today to get a master's degree, because things are becoming more and more complex. Get a master's degree, and then see what happens after that. You know, some of you might be interested in starting their own companies. I don't know what the infrastructure looks like here, but there is a lot of hope actually. I mean, it's, although you know a lot of people talk about lack of resources and lack of. Dr. Sanad is here now, and he's doing some very great stuff. And same as Dr. Yehea Ismail. A lot of people I know, for example, Silicon Vision in Cairo. There is a company called SysDsoft, as I mentioned before. So there's also small startups here and there. So there is some. It takes time to. You have to remember also that you know that we had so many problems before. So, you know, so it takes some time for things to happen. But as far as you are concerned, you should just focus on what your task is, which is becoming a good engineer. Okay. Thank you very much.